Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Kutasthadeep. Deepa means light. Kutastha means like an anvil. What is an anvil? Which supports all the changes without undergoing any change. Now to understand the whole chapter 8 of Panchadasi, in one sentence I finish it. It's so simple. And practice is like this. Experience without experiencer. That's it. This experience of yours, this is the reality. But what happens? We experience the world. What is the world? World is names and forms. Nama Rupatmak Jagat. And when we see something or we hear something, immediately there is a remark, a comment, then appreciation, comparison, and thus experience creates an experiencer. This experiencer is the one who suffers. See, there is some bad event. Somebody got hit by a taxi. So we hear on news or anywhere, these days people are so rowdy, the way they drive, they have no sense. We become philosophers because we heard it or we saw it and then we delete it. This goes on, what will you do? But then one thing is added. No, this accident, what happened is about your son. Oh! Immediately an experiencer is born. Now this experiencer who is born, is he real? See, recognize this. All those who are miserable, frustrated, depressed, dejected, all of them are non-existent. When something is not existing, how can you change it? How can you improve that? How can we help to that? See, our condition is like the bird sitting in front of a mirror. We also stand in front of the mirror. The bird also stands in front of the mirror. What is the difference? The difference is we are not influenced by the mirror and the reflection in the mirror. We are not influenced. If the mirror is dirty, reflection is dull, we don't feel that I am dull. If the mirror is corrugated, reflection is also corrugated, we don't feel we are corrugated. See, if the reflection, the mirror is shaky, reflection looks to be shaky, but we don't feel we are shaky. Not only that, we may be looking at the reflection, but in fact, we are looking at ourselves. This is our experience in front of the mirror. Now, what is the experience of the bird? He looks at the same mirror, and whatever is seen in the mirror, he takes that to be real. When we take anything as real, we will start working on it. And then this bird starts spiritual practice. See? Kurte Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Tavadanam. And yet that reflection is still there. Oh God, why is there? Other than me, my enemy, look here. So I will kill it. And then the bird starts hitting the mirror. The reflection also hits. See, he is there. He is troubling me. This doesn't help. Then let us become spiritual. Then we start doing yoga. And do all the kinds of acrobatics. And yet the reflection doesn't, that also does. Oh, he is teaching me. I will teach him. See? That doesn't. Then he does the pranayama. Yet it is still there. See? And then various techniques goes behind the mirror. Ah, he is no more gone. My sadhana is successful. He again comes in front of the mirror. Oh God is still there. And in that frustration, anger, depression, dejection, he starts, instead of acting and understanding, the bird starts reacting. And reaction is so violent that the mirror is broken. And no, there are many of them. From each piece, there is one more bird coming. Oh God, why did you create this world? Why you have created such terrible things for me? This is the story of you and me. Wise people also live in this world. They also operate on the same time scale. They also have got the political turmoils. And yet, they are at peace. What is the secret? What I told you right at the beginning. Experience without experience. And to practice that, technique is also given. Dekho, suno, mat bolo. Try this. Because everything is happening only to the mind. Nothing happens to body. Only happening to the mind. And what we experience in the mind is not the actual object. But like we see the reflection in the mirror, in the same manner, we see the reflection of the world on the mirror of the mind. So what we see is not the actual world. We are seeing only the reflection of the world on our mind. And if the mind is frustrated, experience will be different. The mind is agitated, experience will be different. And therefore, real spiritual practice is this. We all go through experiences, help not to become experiencer. And that can be achieved by this simple technique. देखो सुनो मत तो. See here, no comments. To explain this, the teacher gave us example. So, experiencer is born with every experience. But that experience requires two aspects. One is the one who is influenced by the experience, and the other is the one who is supporting the experience without becoming experiencer. See? Now tell me, for such deep subjective inquiry, can there be crowds? Where are the crowds? Free Bollywood dance invitation. Huge crowds. Hospitals, huge crowds. Temples, huge crowds. Gyms, everything is provided free. Join one, you can add one free. So many bees are given, but who goes there? Very few. Because who is visiting a gym? He who is already healthy and wants to maintain the health. Those who have no complaints about the world, no frustration in the mind, nothing, then you are at peace. Such seekers come for our satsang. So you all belong to that category. Not the one, Swami ji, मेरी शादी नहीं हो रही, क्या करूँ? One lady asked me this question. Swami ji, I don't know what to do. I am unable to get married. I want to get married. Please tell me what to do. I say, marry me. A frustrated person is not qualified for studying Vedanta. See, my Maharaj. Therefore, this example is very beautifully given. A wall illuminated by the common light of the sun. On the same wall, specific lights are expressed which are reflected from the mirror. If there are many lights, our attention will go on the many specific lights. But a common light, because of which the specific lights are born, we don't think about it. See? But in between the two lights, there is still light. And that light is independent. Whether there is a mirror or not mirror, that light is there. Therefore, behind every specific light, there is one non-specific light. Behind every experience, there is a non-specific experiencer. See? Behind the miserable experiences of the husband, there is a man. Behind the miserable experiences of the father, there is a man. Now between these two, man and husband, who is suffering? See, my friends, nobody can help us on this path. Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasade atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmana. See, friends, therefore, sandhim dhyam abhavam cha bhasen pravivichata. Therefore, suppose there is one experience, number one, joy. Experience over. Second experience, misery. Experience over. Third experience, misery number two. Experience over. Fourth experience, misery number three. Experience over. They are discrete experiences. And in every experience, there is a separate experiencer. But all these separate experiences are supported by a common substratum which was illuminating the experiences without becoming the experiencer. Dekho Maharaj. And this whole thing is so simple if you take this simple way. Dekho suno mat bolo, relax. You can conquer the illusions only by one technique. Bhagavan Krishna says, Narupamasseha tathopalabhyate, nanto na chadi nadasam pradishta, ashrattamenam suvirudamulam, asanga shastrena dridena chitva. What is this world? World is Urdu, Madhashakam and all that. Don't try to see this world anywhere. Narupamasseha tathopalabhyate. Neither it is created, nor modified, nor destroyed. Then, what to do with this word? Asanga shastrena. Detach yourself. Now be attentive. What we have to do to detach our vision from the colors and forms? Don't do anything. Learn from your experience. What we have to do to detach the vision from the colors and forms? Nothing. It is a natural state. We don't have to become divine. We are. And this can be done or achieved only if you learn from your own experiences. When I see a yellow cloth, the vision doesn't become yellow. Blue cloth doesn't become blue. Now what sadhana I have to do? Remove all the blue colors from the world. I don't like it. Are Dumbo, don't give importance to anything. Whenever we give importance to anything in this world, that becomes the source of misery. And this miserable entity is somebody who doesn't exist. This, like the external world, similarly the internal world. What is the internal world? Kamini, I don't feel inspired, I feel perspired. What should I do? If I am fed up of somebody, I will run away. If I am fed up of myself, जाऊँ तो जाऊँ कहाँ? भाड़ में. Such people end up in depression. They are not inspired. See? Therefore, this knowledge is extremely important. Chida asavishtanam tatha anekadiyam aso sandhim diyam abhavam cha bhayam pravivicchatam. So between the specific lights on the wall, in between, there is a non-specific light. So every specific light is not one, but the specific light is supported by the non-specific light. The specific light is dependent on the non-specific light. See? And the specific light is somebody, experiencer. There you go. So we have to know, separate. We have to pravivicchatam. Try to differentiate as to who is miserable. What is happening to whom? See? Gataikakara disnachit. Gatam eva bhasayet. Gatasya jnatata brahma chaitanyena bhasate. Now see, this is a pot. Gata. We take 4. This is a 4. Now see the process of knowledge. This is the phone. The phone doesn't know this is a phone. It's inert. Phone doesn't know. It doesn't know its name is Samsung. That also doesn't know. It doesn't know it is in India or outside. It is inert. So how this is the phone known? So for the creation of knowledge, a knower is necessary. Without the knower, knowledge cannot happen. Think. So, what is the process of knowledge? This is the phone. I know this is the phone. After the knowledge has happened, be very attentive. This is the phone. I know this is the phone. So when I say I know this is the phone, knowledge has happened. Thereafter, I look at another object. This is the mic. Now the I who was the knower of the phone, it has disappeared. Because another object is caught. This is a mic. Now another knowledge has taken place. After the knowledge takes place, knower is not necessary. See? Understand, it's not difficult. What is a garland? Is garland a real object? See? Oh, what a beautiful garland. Man, what is a garland? The flowers. In Hindi we call fool. The fools are tied together by a thread and an illusion of an object called a garland is created. Where the thread is cut, flowers are separated and weighed, there will be no loss of weight, it will be the same. The question comes, where the garland has gone? What we were discussing, describing, oh, it's so beautiful, so nice, so nice. Now where it is gone? Like one flower has no connection with the other flower. In the same manner, one knower, this is the phone, has no connection with the other knower, this is the mic. But then they are joined together like the thread by the thread of consciousness. And that is Kutasthadeep. So behind this knowledge, this is the phone, the Kutasthadeep, the substratum was there. Then after this knowledge is over, this knower disappeared. Then second object is knower, known, again there a knower is born. If that is over, knowledge has happened, again he disappeared. But what happens? Then there is a common thread of the Kutasthadeep. I know this phone, I know that thing, I was a child, I was a teenager, I was a... And slowly a garland is created and we put it out. Autobiography of a Dumbo. I was born, I grew vertically, then horizontally, now I am dying. Where is this I? See, my friends, this is spiritual practice. And for that we told very simple techniques. Don't talk about your past. Don't ask anybody about their past. Why old people are more miserable than the kids? Because very big, long garland. Many flowers, a longer and bigger garland. Less flowers, shorter garland. If there is only one flower, no garland. If we remain in utter present, without bringing the past in the present, and without focusing or imagining the future, remain in utter present, you are Kutasthadeep. See, my friends, how simple it is. But then we are so much habitual, again and again talking about the past. See? And then we want to remember. One of my difficulty is that I don't remember anybody's names or face. And everywhere I go, they say, Swamiji, do you remember me? So I have to reply, look here, I have forgotten even God. Why will I remember you? Don't build your memory bank. Delete, empty everything and just be. Now this experience of yours, did you get anything? Did you lose anything? Infinite is that to which neither nothing can be added or anything can be subtracted. No. Therefore, Gataikakara Dista Chit Gatam Eva Abhibhasaye. And Gatasya Jnatata, now the second part. This is a phone. I know this is the phone. So, this is the phone is the object. I know I am the knower. Knower of what? The knower of the object. So, knower of the object creates the knowledge. So, three things. Object of knowledge, knowledge of the object, and the knower of the knowledge of the object. Three of them. See? Now, this is the object. I know this is a phone. But how do you know that you know? You know this phone by the mind. How do you know that you know? So, the one who is the knower of the known is the Kutasthadeep. And it's a common denominator, not separate. Like behind the specific light, there was a common light. The common light is independent of the mirror. The specific light wanted the presence of the mirror. In the same manner, any object which is not included in our thought doesn't exist for us. See? And how the object is included in our thoughts? Where the word enters through the gateways of eyes and ears, the word enters in our mind. After the word enters, immediately a thought is formed. And in that thought, consciousness is reflected as Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa means as if it is consciousness. Abhasa, as if it is consciousness. It is not. Like the light coming from the mirror, it is exactly the same like the sunlight. Sunlight illuminates, the reflected light also illuminates. But what is the difference? Sunlight is independent of the mirror. And the reflected light from the mirror is dependent on the sun. So, I know this is the phone dependent on the thought. Any object which is not included in the thought doesn't exist for us. See? That object which is included in the thought, that only exists for us. And therefore I say, I know this is a phone. But the next question comes, how do you know that you know? I know, this is not a phone, this is a tab. Oh. See? So be attentive. Object is known by the knower of the object, but the knower of the object is known by the Kutastha Chaitanya. And this Kutastha Chaitanya is common. Come to this. So, Ghatasya Jnatata Brahma Chaitanyena eva avabhasate. So, the knower is illuminated by the Brahma Chaitanya, the ultimate reality. See? Therefore, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Pranabandhanat liyate manaha ekachintanat nashagatyata. The real spiritual practice is start your journey from where you are to reach what you are. Where are we? We are in the world, names and the forms. So start from there. How to start? Leave that name and the form, come to the sense organs. Then obsession about the likes and dislikes in the sense organs, drop them, come to the mind. So sense organs are 5, mind is 1. Mind has got 2 things, joy and sorrows. Drop the joy and sorrows, meaning what? Let there be joy, but don't be joyful. Let there be misery, don't be miserable. Then you have come to I. Because I only eliminate joy and sorrows. Now, who is this I? Finder. And then we come to know this I who is becoming miserable or happy is temporary, available only when identified with the body, not otherwise. Now where this I goes in deep sleep, he is nowhere. But we continue to exist. This unchanging substratum, supporting everything without getting influenced by anything, is the Kutastha Chaitanya. That is our essential nature. See friends, Ghatasya Jnatata Brahma Chaitanyena Eva Avbhasate. So as we reach our divinity that we are, differences will disappear. See? Take the same example, colors and forms, differences. Red is not yellow, yellow is not blue, blue is not violet. Differences. Vision, common. No colors, no shapes. Then, sense organ specific, only colors and forms, not the smells. But the mind, you go still deeper, mind common. There are not 5 minds behind 5 sense organs. Then, mind also, joy, sorrows. Only joy, sorrows cannot exist. There has to be a joyful fool or a miserable fool. See, this joyful, miserable fool, where does it disappear in the deep sleep? Because he is no more identified with the individual thought. This journey is the real spiritual practice. So, Ghatasya Jnatata Brahma Chaitanyena Eva Avbhasate. Therefore, instead of becoming miserable, frustrated, depressed, dejected, ask question to yourself. Who is depressed? Then you come to know the one who is depressed doesn't exist. See? And this can happen only under one condition. Remain cheerfully dynamic. Don't imagine spiritual life is what all the time frustrated and whatever. I don't know, since I am realizing I am feeling very dull. Away. Live fully, completely. One person approached Bhagavan Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, and he said, "Sir, I want to be like you. What I have to do?" He said, "Did you speak lies?" He said, "No." "Did you do gundagardi?" "No." "Did you go to the clubs?" "No." "Do that first and come back." These goody brand people are dangerous. See friends, they are cheating themselves. See, unless you fall and rise, you will not recognize your own abilities. See, you see, any person who is out of zero, he comes up. How much dynamic he is. He does good or bad, falls and rises above, and slowly he comes up. Then he earns a big empire of wealth. Then he has got children. Those children, they get everything free. They become only dumb. And in the 3rd generation, money is spent. 4th generation again starts from the 1-0. Therefore, discover, go through dynamic lifestyle. Not all the goody. These goody brand people are dangerous. See? Therefore, ajñātatvena bhātoyam gataha buddhi apurat pura brahmaivāpatishtattu jñātatvenaiva asodhita. Therefore, this is the pot is known before the knowledge of the pot as I do not know. What is this I do not know? See? That object which is not included in the mind is unknown. This is done by the Kutastha Chaitanya. Ayam gata buddhi udayatpura ajnatatvena brahmana eva bhasate mata. So it is only existence. Uparishthatu, thereafter, a thought is formed in the mind. So be very attentive. This is the basic thing. See? How a thought is formed? Neither our parents nor our teachers teach us, they themselves do not know how a thought is formed. See, friends, we have to learn from our own experiences. This example I had given in many of my talks. Therefore, I am telling you from experience, not from books. Once I was going around Narmadaji for a pradakshina. Somewhere in Madhya Pradesh, there was a lot of mud on the way and there was no option. So we had to go through the mud. So I took my khada in my hand and walked through. And the mud was almost 1.5 feet deep. So we had to somehow go through there. And on the way, some thorn entered the foot. No, I can't do nothing. How can I put my hand and do anything? After I crossed, went to that place, washed my feet, and I forgot about it because of excitement. And after 2-3 days, I started limping. So my friend said, Swamiji, what happened to you? Why are you limping? I said, this is the style. Don't say like that. There is something wrong. I said, I don't know what's wrong. Then he made me sit on the chair and put my foot on the stool. He was a doctor. He cleaned the foot and saw, oh, there is a thorn, it has gone in your foot. See, there is a dot here. And there is a swelling. It is painful. It is tender. It is reddish. Then, wait a minute, I will remove it. So he removed it. When he removed that, I said, now what next? He said, nothing. I'll cover it so that dust doesn't go inside. But how it will improve? Don't worry. Nature cures herself. See, important thing. That day I discovered what I am telling you. When a foreign body enters our body tissue, the body tissue reacts. And reaction of the body tissue is pain, bulge, abscess, growth, tenderness, reddish. And it will remain there till the foreign body is there. You remove the foreign body. What do you have to do? Nothing. Wait. Nature will cure herself. When this I discovered exactly the same way, when a foreign body enters the mind, there is an abscess in the mind. That abscess is called as a thought. And then remove that foreign body, abscess will cool down. Now apply this. I get it in the morning, early, 4 o'clock. And then I want a cup of tea. So foreign body is entered. I want a cup of tea, cup of tea, cup of tea. Where is the stove? Where is the heater? Where are the tea leaves? I don't know. Why don't I don't know. Because that I want tea. The tea has entered my mind. Agitation, pain, anger, frustration. And then I get a cup of tea. Meaning, foreign body is removed. Maja aa gaya. So what is the thought? When we give importance to anything or anybody that creates an abnormality in the mind, that abnormality is called as a thought. Now observe this phenomena in yourself. We have given importance to worldly things and worldly beings. I tell you another experience of mine. I am obsessed. I should not be, but still I am trying my best. I am obsessed with cleanliness. In some places where we go to stay, it is so dirty that you cannot imagine. So it happened, I will not tell you the name and the place. And then those people who are staying, they are staying very happily. Because like a pig is comfortable in the mud, we will feel only dirty. In the same manner, those who are buried in that dirty habit right from childhood, they don't feel it is dirty. But if you are obsessed with cleanliness, you get so disturbed, isn't it? Because we have given importance to cleanliness. In short, give importance to anything in this world, including God. You will be miserable in life. Then, follow this simple principle. जो थारी राय सो मारी राय. Oh Lord, thy will be done. Living at zero complaint level, no desires. Whatever is happening is perfectly alright. He knows better than me what is good for me. But we being Indians, we go to the hospital and tell the doctor, hey Dr. Saab, एक injection ठोक दो. I have not taken the injection for many days. No, let him decide. He knows what is good for us. In the same manner, what is good for our spiritual evolution, the divine knows better than us. See, my friends. Therefore, ajñātatvena bhātoyam gata buddhi budayāt pura. Before a thought is born, the object is not known. Then, brahmana eva uparishthatu jñātatvena asau vidha. And thereafter, when the object is known, then the knower of the object is illuminated by the Brahma Chaitanya or the Kutastha Chaitanya or Paramatma or experience without experiencer. It's so different. Therefore, first part is not included in the mind, no problem. Part is included in the mind, a part thought is made. That part thought is bathing in the light of the consciousness, thereby there is a reflection of the consciousness in the part thought. And because of that, the object is known. This is the form. And then the question comes, who knows the object? I know the object. Who knows the I? The Kutastha Chaitanya knows the I. Meaning, where from the light in the reflected light comes, it comes from the original light. The original light is consciousness, reflected light is Jiva or Chidabhasa, and samsara begins. Original light is man, reflected light is husband. Can there be husband without a wife? Unless your family title is husband. See, friends, it becomes so simple. But we are so caught up in that. And whole life leading in life of disgusted frustration. Let the divine express you. Start practicing this. If somebody does a mistake, asking how are you, don't take a revenge, but this again I learned. Never ask any old person how are you. They will kill you. See? Slowly, steadily learn to remain in the present. So, therefore, before the formation of the thought, of the thought, it was known, I do not know what is that, because we have not heard. The object has not entered. Then we heard, oh, this is called as a thought. So the object has entered in our mind and a thought is formed. Now after the thought is formed, then the consciousness is reflected in that thought and then the knowledge happens. Oh, this is the thought, I didn't know. So earlier I did not know, now I know. Who are you? This knower is illuminated by the Kutastha Chaitanya. Therefore, the difference is the absence is known by the someone who is not influenced by the absence. Be very attentive. Dekho suno. Here, no talking, no comment. How to do that? Words are many. Absence of sound is one. Now, listen to the absence of sound. In other words, listen to silence. Listening to silence, how to do that? Because ears can hear only sounds. We have never taught how to listen to silence. How to listen to silence? Very simple, man. What is that? Don't get influenced by sounds. When sounds do not disturb us, we are in the silence. And therefore, there is nobody. See? Slowly and steadily, we come back to our own being. So, I, the reality, the Kutastha Chaitanya, support the absence of the sound in the absence of the thought. Afterwards, the sound is heard. By whom? By me. Now this I know this. This I is known by whom? Again by the Kutastha Chaitanya. Now be attentive. Therefore, two experiences. I know, I do not know. Both are supported by the same factor. When some object was known, I know. When the object is not known, I know. So this I is common for knowledge and ignorance. And therefore, uninfluenced. Now look within. Presence and absence. See? Do we have the experience that I am not? We cannot have. If there is no experience of or absence, is it necessary to say I am present? Then, maunam vyakhya. See how simple it is. In short, if we really want to work spiritual practice, focus attention on this. Who is experiencer? Who is happy? Who is miserable? Who is asking the question? And when you inquire, he disappears. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi used to tell the story of this illusory I. There was a marriage and two parties, the boys party and girls party. And there was one person, his name was Narayan. And he was helping for everything. Something is required. Narayan, where is the wine box? He will give you. Slowly, slowly he won over all the members of the girls party. Then he started also going to the gents party. There also he started helping everybody, everything, whatever required, Narayan is required. And the marriage went up very well. And then both sides entered together. And ladies, the girls said, see, that Narayan was such a help, without him we would not have been able to finish the marriage. No, he was not from our side, boys people said. We thought he is from your side. No, he was not from our side. Inquiry began, who is this Narayan? Meanwhile, Narayan has collected all the jewelry, everything, and disappeared. The day you inquire, who is this I? Disappears. And when he disappears, he takes away everything with him. What was that? Two things. Possessions, sukha kachra. Relations, gila kachra. Is it not in the deep sleep what we have and who we are? With this knowledge, they play the game of life. How? Karnataka. Nataka. So wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. But don't get entangled in that. But how to do that? Natak. What are you doing now? As if listening. After satsang is over, again, why tamaku, why chuna, ragado, come. Dekho Maharaj, don't remain a professional satsangi. See, when we remain a professional satsangi, we stand as a challenge. Put to see, try maro. The change must come in us. So, Chida Asanta Dhivrutti, Jnanam Lohanta Kuntavat, Jadyam Ajnatametabhyam Vyapta Kumbho Dijod Uchate. If there is only a stick, it is not called as an arrow. How a stick becomes an arrow? If there is a steel arrow fixed at the end, then it is called as the arrow. Similarly, the thought, including the object, is important. But when the thought is with the content of the object is capped by the Chidabhasa, then it becomes a source of knowledge. I know this, I don't know this. See how simple it is? Now to understand the Chidabhasa, look at my face. Somewhere there will be skin tight or glasses somewhere, depending upon your angle of looking at me. There are two lights. One is the general light, second is the specific light. See? Now those who are wise people, we have got deforestation. So they have got ek raat mein do chand khile. So wherever there is a tight skin, there is a specific light and there is a general light. Exactly the same way. The general light is inclusion of the object in the thought. Then the specific light is the reflected light. And is it not, our attention goes to something which is specific, not which is common. Simple example. What I am showing, 4 fingers. Because our attention goes on to specific. What is specific? Shapes are specific. But the 4 fingers are there because of the space in between, is it not? Our attention doesn't go to the space. That is our habit. So the non-specific is supporting all the specific. Waking is specific, dream is specific, deep sleep is specific, samadhi is specific, but we are non-specific. I support the waking along with the 3 waking world and waking experience, the dream and the 3 of them, deep sleep and 3 of them, samadhi and 3 of them. I remain the same. Matta asruti jnanam apohanancha vedasya sarvi ahameva vidya. This I is worthy of knowing, and this is Kutasthadeep, technical word. The one who is supporting everything. Yesterday I gave you an example. Who made this statement? I had good sleep, but in between bad dreams. Who made this statement? This statement is made by every one of us, but we don't know who is making the statement. This statement is not made by the waker, because he was not in the deep sleep. cannot be made by the dreamer, because we are not talking to the dreamer nor the deep sleeper. Deep sleeper also cannot make this statement, because he has to be awake to know it was a good sleep. So the one who was eliminating the waking experiences without becoming a waker. Eliminating the dream experiences without becoming a dreamer. Experiencing the sleep without going to sleep. See, all the spiritual practices adjust your focal length. With that adjustment in the focal length, the truth is revealed. So, Chidabhasa Dhivrutti Jnanam Lohat Kuntavat. Therefore, unless there is a Chidabhasa, the experience cannot happen. But after the experience has happened, experiencer is not required. And then experience becomes our memory as the time passes. See? I don't have to do every time the same experiment. This is the phone, I know this is the phone, keep it. No, only once I have to know. And this experiencer who created the knowledge, he slowly starts becoming fat. I have done this thing, I have done this thing, then I went to school, I went to college, I had done this thing, then I had the award, and I got a Nobel Prize, and new structures. If we learn, remain in the utter present, meaning if we have got only one flower, no ego is created. We don't want recognition from others. Therefore, friends, spiritual life is not becoming extraordinary. Remain ordinary, unclaimed, like the space. Space doesn't feel honored in the temple, nor feels disrespected in the toilet. Is it not? Our vision doesn't become holy because looking at Bhagavan Ram, doesn't become unholy by looking at a pig. Because illuminator is not influenced by what is illumined. This is Kutasthadeep. Therefore, a real spiritual practice is this. Do not allow and support the birth of an experiencer. And for that, don't bring your past in the present. You don't have to talk. Otherwise, the same thing, like many people ask us, Saji, do you remember me? They were where we met. Learn how to forget, not how to remember. And that which exists in the absence of everything is the truth. So, Jajyam Ajnana Vetabhyam Vyapta Kumbho Dvidha Uchate. So, this Kumbha, the pot, is having two aspects. One, it is inert, and second thing, it is known. Now continuing further, Ajnato Brahmana Bhasya Jnata Kumbhastatanakim Jnatatve Naiva Janena Chida Bhasa Parikshaya. See, this object which was not known earlier, because it was not included in the mind. See? Unless there is a data, knowledge cannot happen. Suppose I tell you, see, I went to Africa, and there I saw a very peculiar animal. What animal? Oh, they call it, this actually not happened in Africa, in Australia. There was one girl, very rare type of girl. She was hardly 9 years or so, but like a voracious reader. You ask her anything, she can tell you. So deeply rooted, like a living Google. So I said, her father told Swami, you ask her anything, she can tell you. I said, tell me why this animal is called as kangaroo. Just to tease her. the kangaroo and Australia. She gave the answer. Swamiji, when these British criminals came to Australia, you know how Australia was formed? All the criminals from the UK, they were sent to Australia to suffer and die. So they saw the local originals, they call it aboriginals, but they are actually originals. They saw, and they saw this animal, so they asked them, hey, what is this called as? Kangaroo. In their language, kangaroo is I don't know. That became the name of that animal, kangaroo. See how funny it is. Exactly the same way, anything which is not included in the mind doesn't exist for us. The moment it is included, it exists for us. So, everything is recognized by us in two ways, as unknown and a known. So, whatever is known by us, that creates the problem. Problem is, either I want it or I don't want it. Instead of that, if we practice, remain indifferent. How to remain indifferent? Jo thari raha hai, so mari raha hai. Oh Lord, thy will be done, theek hai chal raha hai. In short, do not allow an experiencer to be born through any experience. This is being Kutasthadeep. Like many people had this notion, Bhagavan Raman Maharshi observed the Mauna for 18 years. No, he did not. Bhagavan Raman Maharshi had nothing to talk. Meaning his eyes were seeing, but seer was not born. Suppose he is walking and there is a stone, he will cross properly, but he will not get influenced by that presence. And when you have nothing to talk, that experience is abiding in the truth like Bhagavan Raman Maharshi. There you will come to recognize this principle, nothing to do, nowhere to go. This mantra, nothing to do, nowhere to go, I discovered this mantra in Nepal. I never wanted to go second time to Kailash. I said, once it is enough, what is there to go again and again? But you know, we are slaves. So no, Swami, we have bought your ticket, please don't say no, and I said, Baba, I'll come. Don't cry. So we went to Kathmandu. From there, we took a flight to go to Nepal Ganj. There we had to stay in a hotel, 5-star hotel. It started raining in cats and dogs to begin with. Then cows and buffaloes. Then elephants and camels. So heavy rains that the waters accumulated in the dining place up to knee deep. Can you imagine? Forget about outside. So, Swamiji, what to do, sorry, we are interested, why is it happening? Then I said, come on, let's play something. How come you are so cool? I said, I am enjoying. My life is a celebration, not a calibration. Then we went, come, those who are having blood in their veins come out. Those who have got Coca-Cola stay inside. So, we went outside, it was raining. I said, now we do one meditation. Meditation is such a big bluff. Any fool can be fooled. I said, now we will walk, okay? You follow me. First, lift your left foot above the water level. Don't make a flash anywhere. Slowly put it down and say, nothing to do. Then second, right leg. Bring it above slowly and put it down. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. We started going in round. One round, second round, third round. I took a tangent and went out. They continued. Swamiji, what is the meaning? I said, you have heard. You only said nothing to do, nowhere to go, relax. Worries are sterile, they don't deliver. When we are all the time worried. Relax, man, relax. See? So, ajnato brahmana bhasya jnata kumbhastanakim jnatatve janane chida vasa parikshayaha. Therefore, that object which was unknown by the Kutastha Chaitanya, it becomes known because of the Chidabhasa, and after the knowledge that happened, then the Chidabhasa disappears. It does not remain. You get this point. Knower of the phone and the knower of the mic, be attentive. Knower of the phone and knower of the mic, they are separate or the same? Think about it. They are separate. This is the phone is a different knowledge. This is mic is a different knowledge. But what happens? The connecting common is the Kutastha Chaitanya. And an illusion is born. I know this, I know that, I know this, I know that. Slowly, this eyes become so much that out of that individual eyes, a fictitious I is born. The fictitious I is ego. And this ego is supported by this Kutastha Chaitanya. Therefore, who is miserable is this fictitious I. The Kutastha Chaitanya, the man is not miserable. Recognize this principle. Aupadhik anekta is an illusion. That which appears many on account of anything is an illusion. Space is one. Then one space is called as north, east, west, south. Why? Because of the conditioning. Conditioning is sunrise. Because of the sunrise, we call the space as east, and then other 9 directions are born. See? If you remove the reference of the sunrise, then which is north, east, south, in the same manner. In the absolute, there is no samsara. In the relative, also there is no samsara, if we recognize our own divine nature. Therefore, friends, spiritual life is very simple. Don't make it complicated. Don't seek sympathy from anybody in this world. Laugh at the problems. Otherwise, we'll all the time see, Swamiji, I have done so much of Bhagavan. This is what we hear. Bhagavan ka itna kiya, kya hua? Who wanted? See, when we take the food, is the food wanting or we want? When we go to the temple, either God wants us. When we are doing the japa, either japa wants us. It's our need. But what an arrogance. Itna jap kiya, kuch nahi hua. Kisko? Bhagavan ko. Slowly, we will stop complaining and come to a final conclusion. We are squarely responsible for everything that happens in our life. Don't blame God. See? He has got better things to do than to look after us. Therefore, this Chidabhasa, the knower, is born with every knowledge and disappears. But what happens? That knower disappears, but we hold on to that. How? Through memories. I was there, I was here, forget about it. Thereby, now last thought I tell you, try to catch it. For every dream, there is a separate dreamer, is it not? Do we write the autobiography of a dreamer? In one dream, I was a rich man. In other dream, I was a Mahatma. In the third dream, I was a cheat. In the fourth dream, I was married. In the fifth dream, I was a unhealthy person. We don't write. Because every dream has got a separate dreamer, is it not? To the same extent, every waking experience has got a separate waker. Don't make a khichdi of them and create a big garland. Therefore, either write autobiography of a dreamer or stop writing autobiography of a waker. What is autobiography? Continuity. I was born, I started growing vertically, then became fat, then I did yoga, then reduced the weight. But after I stopped the weight, yoga, again I started growing. Then they say, no, this fat has to be removed because it is too much of fat. They did the injection. Whole life the same thing, same thing. Try. And for that, the technique which I told you. Don't talk about your past. Don't ask anybody about their past. If I ask you 297 days before, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where were you? Start thinking. Or if I ask you, after so many days, at this time, what will you do? Now, third question. At this moment, wherever you are, where are you? Do you have to think? Therefore, when we drop our past and future, you are divine. Past is a tense, future is a tense. We live in tenses with tensions. Drop the tenses, drop the tensions. Present is also not a tense, it is presence. This is Kutasthadeep. Uncreated, unchanging. Therefore, on the spiritual path, there is neither a gain nor a loss. Gain and loss are equal only in the infinite. To the infinite, neither can you add anything nor can you take away out of it. An eternal presence is the Kutastha Chaitanya that we are. Give it a try and don't become serious in life. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om